Did you know that you can generate additional passive income just by staking your existing crypto holdings? Proof of Stake or POS is an alternative to Proof of Work or POW that is being increasingly used in crypto blockchains, where nodes are rewarded for validating transactions instead of miners working to earn coins through their processing power. The good news is that the process tends to be much easier than mining and also generates passive income on the side. So, how do you stake your crypto? Hi, this is Spencer, founder of Synapse Trading, and I've been trading and traveling across the world to teach and inspire others how to do the same. In this video, I will explain what this new proof of stake system is all about and how you can stake your crypto on this system to generate passive income. But first, we need to understand DeFi. DeFi, or decentralized finance, is a growing ecosystem of financial protocols and applications built on the Ethereum blockchain. DeFi represents the shift from traditional centralized financial systems to peer-to-peer finance enabled by decentralized technologies built on the Ethereum blockchain. DeFi protocols offer a wide range of services, from lending and borrowing platforms to stablecoins and tokenized Bitcoin. Using DeFi protocols, you can earn interest on your crypto, trade with leverage, and do much more. And with over 63 billion worth of value locked in Ethereum smart contracts, it is clear that DeFi is here to stay. With this increased ease of access to investment opportunities, there are more and more DeFi projects being created every day. Some notable examples include MakerDAO DAI stablecoin, Augur prediction market platform, and Compound or Comp leveraged cryptocurrency interest accounts. Before we dive any deeper, let's go over some basic proof of stake terminology. A stake is simply the amount of cryptocurrency you have staked. The stakeholder is the person who stakes their cryptocurrency. A validator is a node that creates new blocks on the blockchain. The block reward is the amount of cryptocurrency rewarded to the validator for creating a new block. So delegated proof of stake, or DPoS, is a type of proof of stake where stakeholders can delegate their staking power to a validator. So what is proof of stake? To understand how proof of stake works, we must first understand what a consensus algorithm is. A consensus algorithm is a set of rules that everyone in a network agrees upon to validate transactions and prevent fraud. The most popular consensus algorithm is called proof of work, which is used by Bitcoin. However, there are many other consensus algorithms that have been developed, including proof of stake. So, proof of stake is a popular type of DeFi and consensus algorithm called by a Bitcoin talk forum, Quantum Mechanic, by which a cryptocurrency blockchain network aims to achieve distributed consensus. The fundamental point was that it would be wasteful to open up mining to everyone and let them compete against one another. Therefore, in a proof-of-stake based cryptocurrency, the creator of the next block is chosen via various combination of random selection, wealth, or age, i.e. the stake. Unlike proof-of-work based systems, there is no concept of blocks being mined. Rather, validators are staking their own crypto holdings to have their blocks included in the chain. Bear in mind that the validators are not chosen in a completely arbitrary fashion. A certain amount of coins must be staked into the network by a node before it can be considered for the validator role. The size of a stake has a bearing on the probability that a validator will be chosen to forge the next block. Let's assume that John contributes $100 to the network while Cindy contributes $500. Cindy's chances of making the cut to forge the next block are 5 times higher. It is worth noting that the stake is always more than what the validator earns from the transaction fees to keep the validator financially motivated. Among the many blockchain networks such as Polkadot, Algorand, Solana, Cardano, and the upcoming Ethereum 2.0, proof of stake represents an evolution in consensus algorithms. So how do you stake tokens in a proof of stake network? To stake tokens in a proof of stake network, you first need to find a supported wallet or exchange that offers staking for the coins you hold. Then you will need to deposit your tokens into the wallet or exchange. Keep in mind that a certain number of tokens must be staked to participate in some protocols. For example, to stake on Tezos, you will need a minimum of 8,000 Tezos. The proof of stake implementation in Ethereum 2.0 will call for 32 Ether. Once your tokens are deposited, you can choose how many you want to stake and for how long. The amount of interest you earn will depend on the amount of time your coins are staked, as well as the specific rules of the network. For example, some networks may require that you keep your coins staked for a minimum of 30 days, while others have no minimum requirement. In any case, the longer you stake your tokens, the more rewards you will earn. The good news is that once you have deposited your coins into a staking wallet, the process is completely passive, meaning you can earn interest without having to do any additional work. There are many coins that can give you an annual percentage yield or APY of 4 to 8% or even higher, so the income potential in staking is relatively high. When you are ready to stop staking, simply withdraw your tokens from the wallet or exchange. So, why should you stake for passive income? Proof-of-stake blockchains offer a unique opportunity for earning passive income from cryptocurrency. Unlike proof-of-work blockchains, which require mining equipment and expensive electricity, proof-of-stake blockchains only require you to hold coins in your wallet to earn rewards, since you are not solving complex mathematical problems. This makes staking a much more accessible way to earn crypto. Proof-of-stake algorithms also tend to be more censorship-resistant than proof-of-work algorithms. This is because in a proof-of-stake system, the network is not controlled by a small group of miners who can choose to censor certain transactions. Instead, everyone who has a stake in the network, basically everyone who owns coins, has a say in what happens. This makes it much harder for anyone to censor transactions or refuse to process them. Proof-of-stake also has a lower barrier to entry. To start mining a proof-of-stake coin, you only need an internet connection and enough money to buy a fraction of the coin. That's it. You can even mine from your smartphone. Since there is no need for expensive hardware, proof-of-stake is much more accessible to the average person. What are some of the issues with proof-of-stake? While proof-of-stake does away with expensive mining and in theory reduces energy consumption, it has its own set of issues. Firstly, no proof-of-stake system today can scale to the level of Bitcoin or Ethereum. These systems are not yet as decentralized or safe as the most advanced proof-of-work systems. However, these flaws could be fixed with more advanced consensus mechanisms like Casper. When the validator does not show up to complete their job, this might be another source of possible issues. However, this problem can be easily solved by choosing a large number of backup validators in case the primary ones fail. And though proof-of-stake systems might use fewer resources overall, they can be less secure than the proof-of-work systems. One reason is that the hashing power in a proof-of-stake system is spread out among all users, while in a proof-of-work system, it is centralized among the miners. This means that a proof-of-stake system is more vulnerable to a Sybil attack, where an attacker creates multiple fake identities to gain control of the network. Another issue with proof-of-stake is that it can be more vulnerable to the 51% attacks, where one entity controls more than half of the network. The blockchain is also technically at risk of fork if two different blocks are created at exactly the same time and one gets included in a new block before being confirmed by a sufficient number of validators, depending on your staking setup. To increase security in such cases, many projects use vaults where stakeholders' deposits are locked up until they can be periodically released and rewarded with new coins. That's, for example, interest on your crypto holdings. One popular alternative is so-called delegative proof of stake, which involves stakers delegating their stake to another party who will stake on their behalf. Here are my concluding thoughts. To summarize, in proof-of-stake blockchain networks, the miners do not actually mine the coins. Instead, they essentially lock up their coins for a set amount of time and take turns validating transactions on the network. In return, These stakers receive rewards based on the number of coins they have staked and their specific network's staking fee schedule. So, if you are looking for a way to earn some passive income from your cryptocurrency holdings, staking might be the perfect solution. Staking is the process of holding on to your coin to support the network and earn rewards. By doing so, you can earn interest on your holdings and help keep the network secure. Now that you know how staking works and how it earns passive income from your crypto holdings, would you consider staking your crypto tokens? And do you think the reward to risk profile of such an investment is better than those in traditional finance? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, do remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to receive the latest updates. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.